welcome back to another consignment update for our June auction taking place 10th to the 13th of June 2025. Today we are focusing on one collection that has been consigned with us by a collector of very fine instruments and a lot of jazz guitars. Now this is part one of his collection. There's around 100 guitars in total, and we should be seeing the second part of the collection coming down to us later this year. So we will keep you all informed when that happens. But I do hope you enjoy this video. There's a lot of jazz guitars. So if you're into your jazz and Archtop guitars, then this could be the perfect video for you. But if you're not into jazz guitars, then later on in the video you can expect to see some pretty cool solids and other semi-hollow body guitars. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this video today. As always, comment on what you like, what you don't like, any corrections, just in case I accidentally say something wrong. And yeah, subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and enjoy this consignment update. First up, we are probably starting with arguably the jewel of the collection for a change. Usually we work through and work our way up, but we thought we would start the video with a bang. So this is a Buscarino, John Buscarino, a maker of fine Archtop guitars, and this is his Virtuoso model, which is often referred to as the jewel in the crown of his Archtop lineup, and it really is a stunning instrument. Now these guitars, the base price for them now, if you have a look on John Buscarino's website, are $30,000. So a very expensive instrument if you want one commissioned, but it really is a fine thing. Doesn't make many guitars a year, and like most highly regarded makers, has a long waiting list, but you really can see the attention to detail with this guitar. As you can see, it's in stunning condition. Got this highly figured maple back and sides. Like most Archtop guitars, you've got this spruce, and it does have this sort of a bear claw type fleck through it, sort of bear claw spruce. And yeah, ebony board with the Tree of Life abalone and pearl inlays there. Looks like burr walnut head veneer on the head, both back and front, and really is a stunning instrument. And of course with a Benedetto pickup as well, that is wired through to the end. Comes with its original case, and it really is a fine piece. So for those jazz guitarists out there, this is quite something. And then here, another American Archtop independent luthier, Mark Campellone, from Rhode Island, and this is his special model. And then, as you can see from the head, and if I look on the label, special series 17-inch. So there we go, 17-inch Archtop. Again, we've got this this spruce top and highly figured maple back and sides, quite similar to the last guitar we saw. You can see similar idea with the veneering on the front and back of the head, and the Grover Imperial tuners as well. Comes with its original case once again, and it is another stunning Archtop guitar. Here we have, I guess, what is considered one of Guild's highest end instruments, and I guess one of their most coveted instruments, especially if you're into your jazz boxes. This is a mid-1970s Guild Artist Award model. Another very good jazz guitar, as you can see, with the highly figured sunburst back and sides, and again the spruce top finished in sunburst. We've got this the addition of this pickup added, so this diamond pickup in the neck position like most jazz guitars. We've got the ebony board with the abalone and pearl inlays. So again, another very good jazz guitar. Really is a fine thing. Comes with its original case, and yeah, lovely thing to offer. They don't come up in the auction all that often. Let's have a look at some more. So this is the first of a run from the same collection of Gibson jazz guitars, electrified Archtop guitars, and this is a Gibson Custom L-5, and this one's from 1990. As you can see, sunburst finish and in fine condition considering it's 35 years of age now. Comes in the fitted Gibson case, and like with most of the guitars from around this era, they're always labelled as the Gibson Master model, and then you tend to find on the other side you have another label which is signed off by one of the factory head honchos. This one, in this case, I believe it's James Hutchins. I'm just trying to look through now. Yep, and yeah, James Hutchins label on the other side, and so these are all checked before they went out of the factory for quality control. I think the label also states tone tested as well, tone bars and things like that. So you will find that on a few of these guitars I'm about to show you. A bit of very light checking on the finish and minor tarnishing to the hardware, as you can see, but otherwise I think you'll all agree it's in fine condition. So this one is a Super 400, which of course not made by Gibson anymore, and this one's from 1992, so I guess a reissue of sorts of the much older model, but again, dual pickup example. This one isn't in as good condition as some of the last ones we've seen, and we do have another, I think another two Super 400s to show you that are in better condition. This one has suffered some from sort of quite a bit of lacquer checking, as you can see, to the body and particularly to the head face, and as you can see the hardware, particularly the pickup covers, have tarnished and lost their gold plating. Again, master model label, comes with a inspection and construction label, this time by Jim Triggs, another one of the top Gibson guys. Jim Triggs now, or was making, I'm not sure what the truth is there in terms of whether he still is or not, guitars under his own name, very fine guitars indeed. We have sold a couple of his guitars in the past, and yeah, it's another very fine Gibson Archtop, albeit with some cosmetic imperfections. As promised, another Gibson Super 400, this one from the year 2000, and you can see the condition, what I mean about the condition. This one is in much better cosmetic condition, highly figured maple back and sides once again, spruce top. You can see the gold plating, some of it does fade away. There's sort of nothing really that we can do about that, but like I said, this one from 2000, so in the Nashville factory these were made, Gibson custom shop essentially. Comes with its ebony board as you'd expect, and yeah, really fine instrument. Comes with its original case as well. Really nice guitar, and very similar to the last guitar we saw, and from the same year in fact as well. We have another year 2000 Gibson Super 400 in a slightly darker sunburst, a bit more checking on this one. There we go, you can see the Stinger headstock finish as well. There we go, and turn it over, and there's a bit of oxidization and tarnishing to the metalwork, but again I think we'll agree in fine condition. This one comes with a the Custom Art Historic Certificate of Authenticity with the matching serial number. Comes as an original case. But another, must be lunchtime, another fine instrument indeed. Let us know in the comments if you can guess what is under the quilt. Well, you're wrong. This is a Gibson Super 5, or a Super V as it is written. Again, another master model. I'm just going to try and read the serial number just to get the date. 1991, this one. So the Super 5 was essentially a guitar that took the best features of a Super 400 and an L5. So combine the two and you get the Super 5. So there we go. We've got the typical custom head, ebony board with the split block inlays there, position markers, and then we've got this this bridge. I guess this bridge always reminds me of the Howard Roberts Fusion model more than anything else. And as you can see, again, highly figured maple back and sides, light checking in places. There's a few minor marks. We do have a hole there where someone's decided to put a strap button in place. But again, I think you'll all agree it's another fine Archtop guitar. You don't see that many of them around, and of course another model that is not made by Gibson anymore. So I guess if you are one for not just buying to play, which should be the main reason, but you're buying to collect and maybe see some investment, then perhaps as this gets older, that will be one of those guitars. But yeah, 1991 Gibson Super V. If you have a collection of guitars of this nature, then I guess your lineup is not complete without a Switchmaster or ES5. We had a rather splendid 1959 Gibson ES5 Switchmaster in the last auction that found a new home. And as we can see here, we have a reissue this time. This one in the sunburst finish, 1997. This one is from, and again from the Nashville factory, Gibson Custom, and really nice dark sunburst finish. A few very light marks, but generally another guitar in exceptional condition. As usual, some tarnishing to the gold plating, but another fine example indeed. So in here we have a guitar that is older than it's the case that it's in. I mentioned earlier about the Howard Roberts guitar with the similar tailpiece on the Super 5. I was mainly referring to the Howard Roberts Fusion model, which is slightly different to this, just to avoid confusion, because this is a Howard Roberts model with a more traditional tailpiece. So this is from the mid-70s, I believe it's 76, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 75, 76 was the introduction year of this model. So this is the Howard Roberts Custom. So you've got the sunburst finish, and there is marks and wear, lacquer checking. You can see it has been played, some wear on the neck there. But these are becoming collectible now. You see less of them around. I can only remember selling one other Gibson Howard Roberts, and I believe we sold it on behalf of the estate of Hugh Lloyd Langton, of all people, who was associated with Hawkwind. But there we go. There's some damage around the perimeter of the pickguard, but other than that, it's I think it's in acceptable condition for its age. Comes with a more modern Gibson acoustic hard case. So we're moving away from sort of traditional jazz archtops, but certainly a guitar that could be considered the next step over, crossing over into the more traditional electrics, and of course can be used for jazz and most other genres. The ES335, this one is again Gibson Custom Shop or Gibson Memphis, ES335 from 2012. So another very fine instrument in cracking condition, really strong cherry finish, and it comes with its original hard case. If you have the cherry with block inlays, then you may as well complete the pair and get a sunburst with dot inlays. So of course this is an ES335 dot, this one from 2005, again Gibson Memphis, and in fine condition. Also comes with its original case, light tarnishing on some of the metalwork, but otherwise very good. And now some solid body Gibsons. Again, this is all from the same collection. And we have a 3 pickup Les Paul Custom. This one from 1977. Comes with the protector case in this wine finish. You will notice there is a bit of muck on the fingerboard that will need cleaning off. Hopefully we can get to that. But you can see it is a guitar that has been used quite a lot. Most of the finish on the back of the neck has gone. I do like to see that, I have to say, and it also gives a very nice feel as well. There's no sticky gloss there at all, but you can see from the body as well, with sort of various marks and dings, that it obviously has been used. But you don't often see these 3 pickup customs around. More often you see the reissues on the market if you go looking. Yeah, again, gold plate loss and what have you, but all the potentiometers inside all date correctly, and another cool guitar. And in here we have a signature model SG, none other than the slide extraordinaire Mr. Derek Trucks. So yeah, this is a his signature model with the Maestro plate still in place, even though his has been converted to stop bar, as this one is as well. But Derek Trucks, a very good player indeed, and if you want a lesson in slide playing, I guess he's the go-to man. Comes with its original case, and generally it's in fine condition. And in here we have a Gibson Firebird, and this one is from 2011. Comes with the rather interesting, I've always thought, banjo type tuners, but there we go, a few minor dings, but in this dark tobacco sunburst finish, so generally in fine condition with its original case. And in here we have a Gibson, this is a CJ-165. We do also have, we've already got another 165 in the sale, which happens to be the pilot run for this model. So one of 25 that were sort of produced as a limited run before this production model came out. So this is one of the production examples. You can see a bit of checking on the head face there. But this really highly figured maple back and sides, but a nice small, I guess it's kind of a scaled down J200 of sorts. But another really nice guitar. And in here from the Guild Custom Shop we have an Orpheum acoustic guitar. This is possibly the jewel of their acoustic range in some ways. Really nice lightweight, typical dreadnought instrument. They're quite deep in the body, these, but fantastic instruments they really are. And Guild do make some of my favourite acoustic guitars. And yeah, it's just got all these old vintage specs, and you don't see these around that often at all. Fantastic instrument. And in here we have a Guild thin line. Well, it's still not as thin as some of the thin lines, but somewhere between a jazz Archtop and a thin line guitar. But this one is a completely hollow body. This is the X161 FM. So we've got this figured maple cherry sunburst finish, again in fantastic condition. I'm pretty sure this is from the 90s. Off the top of my head, I cannot recollect. It has been catalogued. The details will be correct on the website. But there we go. Another very fine Guild guitar. And the last of the Guilds for this collection, we have the Guild X 170 Mini Manhattan in the blonde finish. Again, similar period to the last guitar, and aside from, you will see some of the hardware has got some oxidization through storage and a bit of tarnishing, but otherwise another fine guitar. Comes with its original case. We have a run of Fender solid instruments to show you now, and this is a limited edition guitar that Fender offered. It's a Redwood Stratocaster, so it's reclaimed old growth Redwood, sorry, not rosewood, and from 2014, American made. And I particularly like on this guitar the sort of maple bound rosewood board. I think it's been really smartly done, and yeah, comes with its case, HSS spec, all original, great condition. Still got his little sticker over the trem hole there. Great guitar. So in here from 2021, we have another Telecaster. If you're into Telecasters, have a look at our previous two videos, the first of which featured a lot of them, and the episode 2 featured two interesting vintage examples we got in the sale. But this is a 2021 Fender Performer Telecaster. This features a 70s type logo, modern C neck, Fender Yosemite pickups, and the grease bucket tone system, but just a great solid American made Fender Telecaster. And here we have essentially exactly the same model. This is a Performer Tele once again. This one again from the same year, 2021. The difference in this one is obviously the colour, but the finish type as well. It's got this satin finish rather than a gloss finish, which has a really nice feel, I think. But other than that, the specs are all the same. So in here we have from circa 2016 a Fender American Vintage 65 reissue Jazzmaster, and yeah, it's a cool guitar. I love how the finish has naturally checked already. As you can see, there is some discoloration. It seems to have picked up some of the case lining, and it started life as Olympic white, but it has gone to almost a pale blue hue over time. But it is officially documented as an Olympic white guitar. Comes with its original case, and we look in the pocket. We got all the papers as well. There you go, 65 Jazzmaster, all the papers. Got the trem arm. Another cool guitar. And if you're after a Jaguar rather than a Jazzmaster in the offset category, we have a Japanese made Fender Jaguar here. So this will be a 62 reissue. You can see the big block made in Japan logo. I believe this guitar is mid-90s from memory, but again, it's generally in very, very good condition. It does need a little bit of a clean up on the board and sort of around the edges of the finish, but otherwise it's another fine example. And in this non-original Epiphone hard case, which is quite good for fitting this bass in, we have a 70s Fender jazz bass. This is from 1976. It does have some issues that should I guess should keep the price down from that of an original. So an original example will sort of hammer around £2,000. This has been refinished. So yeah, refinished body. A few small condition issues like the guard that's had some damage there. Bit of rustings, the small metal parts. But otherwise it's there. Good playing instrument. It's not too heavy. I've certainly known heavier 70s basses from this era, but yeah, just a good solid jazz bass guitar. And you're not seeing double. We have two 70s Fender Strats. This one on my left is from 1977, and this one on my right is from 1976. They've both been refinished, both have this white finish. The 77 here, you will notice that all the screws are missing from the pick guard, so that will need addressing. I would say the 76 is, well, I think you can see that it is in slightly better condition. There are some, essentially from what I can remember, the pickups are original on both. I think one of them might have a changed pot or two, but that will all be in the description when you come to looking at the auction catalogue. But yeah, other than that, all the hardware seems to be okay. Actually, you can see on that one's had replaced saddles. They are reissue saddles. You can see what the original 70s saddles should look like there. Both come with non-original cases, but again, it should keep the price down slightly, being refinished examples. But there we go, 77 and 76 Fender Strat. And one for the lefties, or the Hendrix loving righties. So it is currently strung up and set up right-handed, as you can see, but it is a left-handed Strat. This is from 1974. It has been refinished, as we can see. It's had some other screw holes for the back cavity plate put in at some point. I believe that cavity plate is missing. The trim arm is in the case. That's a non-original case, but yeah, refinished body. The front of the body, finish-wise, actually looks kind of okay, apart from this speckling. Just a bit too dark and thick on the back, in my opinion. But all the electronics do appear original, all dating to 74. Comes with a much more modern case. So here we have a Mexican Strat this time, in this what is known as buttercream finish, from 2020 Player Series Fender Mexican Stratocaster. And moving on from Fender to Leo Fender's later venture, G&L guitars, of course, George and Leo, made in Fullerton. And this is the ASAT special model. And this has a Bigsby, which not all of them do. So this model in particular has the Bigsby vibrato. Turn it over, 4-bolt neck. And as I said, from 2019 in this orange finish. Comes with its original case, all of its papers in cracking condition. And here we have a Martin that we don't often see coming, I guess, onto the market or through these doors. This is the first we've ever had. This is the Diane Ponzio, the JDP2 Signature Edition acoustic guitar. Diane Ponzio, the I guess folk recording artist. Mahogany back and sides, spruce top, with the sound hole rosette, which is unique to this model. Comes with the ebony board, the open headstock, Waverley tuners, mahogany neck, and the mahogany back and sides. Comes with its original case. And in this rather expensive Carlton hard case is this 1970s Martin D-35 acoustic guitar. I'm sure it's got a few stories to tell, as you can see from the wear to the top. Got a repair here with some refinishing, and you can see there's some plate wear here as well to the top that has been shaded in by the looks of it. Pickguard's got a bit of shrinking, but otherwise nice flat top. Rosewood back and sides. Of course, this model has the 3-piece rosewood on the back. Someone's had a strap button in the side of the neck heel there. Ebony fingerboard, does appear to have had a refret, possibly some binding repair on the neck as well. It has, by the looks of it, yeah, you can see there. But there we go, a D-35 from the 1970s, and a very fine acoustic here. The maker Avalon, who I think we can put in the same category as Loudon guitars. Of course, there is the association with Loudon guitars as well, and you can see very inspired with the headstock shape and the body shape as well. This is the L320 model, and this one has the Zebrano, natural Zebrano back and sides, stunning grain in the wood there, and then we've got the bear claw spruce as well. And I mentioned bear claw earlier, and you can really see what is meant by bear claw. Essentially, it looks like a bear has gone and clawed the wood, but a grain that exists in this sort of spruce. Ebony board and mahogany neck, but really nice example. Lovely clean condition. Comes with its Hiscox hard case in this Australian Maton or Maton, however you like to pronounce it. Hiscox hard case is something completely unassociated. This is an Aria Pro 2 Herb Ellis signature jazz guitar. So going back to the jazz guitars very briefly, I believe the exact model designation is the PE175. I wonder where they got that model designation from. But this one's from 1981, Japanese made, very well made guitar from Aria. And like I said, it comes with a non-original but decent Hiscox hard case. In this case, we have a Shergold Custom Masquerader. And you'll have, if you saw last week's video, or if you haven't, please go back and watch it. There was another Shergold, but a 6-string. So this time we have the 12-string. And you will have seen the modifications on the one in last week's video, where this plaque had been attached to the back because the head had been modified. This is how it's supposed to be, at least anyway. But there it is. You can see the typical cracking that the finish suffers on Shergold guitars. They all go like this. I don't think I've seen one that is perfect anyway. But there we go, 12-string Shergold Custom Masquerader, bit of British guitar history. So in here we have a resonator. I think possibly the only resonator in this collection, but what collection would be complete without at least one? And this is an American-made Dobro from 1980. This one dates to, as the serial number tells us, but it's sort of the standard single cone resonator model. I believe they reissue them now and call them the Hound Dog. But there we go, 1980 Dobro resonator. So in here we have a harmony guitar. A few harmonies in this collection to show you. This is a 6-string, and these are becoming more and more popular these days, I find. The prices seem to certainly be picking up, but good, solid, American-made guitars. Maybe a little rough around the edges usually, but they do what they do, and they have great tone, very out of tune, so I cannot demonstrate that, but this one comes with a vintage Diane sound hole pickup as well. So in here, I love these guitars. I think they're really cool, stylish. I'm sure a lot of you will agree. Let us know in the comments as usual. This is the H75 model. Probably one of the most well recognised sort of hollow body, thin line instruments from the period. This one dates to 1963. Best way to check dates on these, for those who don't know, is if you just take out the top pickup, which is very easy to take out without even taking out the strings, because they are not recessed into the body, they are simply on top, these gold foil Rowe Industries pickups. Underneath there will be a date stamp which tells you the date of 1963, which a lot of this model you'll find are from around that period. And as you can see, considering its age, it's in fantastic condition, with the shell veneer on the head there, but really, really cool guitars. And we have another one. The only difference really is the model number. So this is the H77, and the big difference is always usually the finish type. But again, from 1963, take this pickup out and that tells you the answer. But again, in fantastic condition, much like the last one. And in this Gretsch case that has lost its outer Tolex, someone has re-stenciled the Gretsch logo. And for those of you who are hoping for a Gretsch, you'll be pleased to know that's exactly what we've got in here. So this is the Tennessean model, and this one is from 1967. There we go, and you can see quite a lot of finish fade to the front and more of what you'd expect on the back. Bit of wear on the neck, but I think otherwise really it's in acceptable condition for its age. It seems to have not suffered too badly, or at all really, with binding rot that a lot of Gretches can. But there we go, 1967 Gretsch Chet Atkins Tennessean. And just closing out the video today with another Gretsch guitar in its original case. This time we have a anniversary model. It's a double anniversary with the 2 pickups. This is from 1963, sunburst finish. As you can see, this guitar is in far more used condition. There we go. You can see the anniversary plaque on the head. But we have Brazilian rosewood fretboard, being an early 65 example with the thumb inlays. And just turning it over, you can see similar condition to the back and the neck, some finish loss, lacquer checking. But there we go. 1963 Gretsch double anniversary. So there we go, ladies and gents. I really hope you enjoyed that video today. All of those guitars, as I said at the start, are all from one collection, and they will be on offer in our next auction on the 10th of June 2025. We've got a few weeks left until the deadline, and we've got loads of stuff still coming in, so you can look forward to lots more consignment updates as we sort of run up towards the sale. As always, please keep an eye on the website, guitarauctions.com, for when the previews hit the website. There's nothing there at the moment, but there will be hopefully fairly soon, if we sort of crack the whip and get going and get processing these things. But it's quite a mammoth task, as I'm sure you can all appreciate, to put these auctions together. But we do have a great team working behind us. So yeah, 10th to the 13th of June 2025. Please, as always, remember to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, sign up to our mailing list, check out the website. But we really do thank you for watching these videos and joining us for the ride. We'll see you next time.